am Opeyemi Ajibola. The World Mental Health Day is celebrated every year on October 10. This year's theme is prioritizing mental health in the workplace. The Center for Child and Adolescent Mental Health, College of Medicine, University of Ibadan, has outlined a number of activities to commemorate the World Mental Health Day 2024. So we want to look at the impact of personal traumas on mental health and work, because we know that mental health is very, very crucial to well-being in total. So let me first go to Aderayo. When a businesswoman has encountered or experienced something traumatic, how does it affect her? How does it affect her business?
For the business owner, when you feel burnt out, you feel you got to a point that anxiety, when you're feeling depressed, when you're feeling, sometimes you feel stuck, that you're not, even everybody around you is moving forward and your business is kind of stuck, or money is not even coming in as projected. There's a lot of pressure and weight that is on business owner. You know, you have to satisfy your customer, your investors, your family and friends. You know, people that they thought even what you're doing is not going to be successful. Some people, they look at you like that, like you're doing something different. So the pressure is a lot. So trying to be successful it goes a long way. You know, trying to do everything, and also now when you now refer to family, adding your work and your family, adding all together for women is a lot. And so when it comes in, and another thing is most people don't even know when it starts. They just feel a lot of people say I'm stressed, and Nigeria most times we refer to it as malaria.
So can you kindly share with us, maybe there's been a time in your life when you experienced something that affected your mental health and then had this significant impact on your business?
Yes. There was a point that I traveled and I set up a new business, started a new business, and then we did the wiring. It was over 1.5 million. And then I traveled and I go back and all the wire go burnt. And I called the NEPA official and the electrician were there. Immediately I go back and they were just talking. I was there and they were talking, and I noticed that I was not hearing what they're saying and my head was just banging. And I just I need to sit down.
You know, as she was talking, I was just thinking that, you know, even before going to effects of trauma and all that, you know, I think it's important for us to know that mental health is something very positive. You know, so we shouldn't actually even wait until things happen before we begin to pay attention to our mental health. It's something that we should be constantly paying attention to, because it's something that it's dynamic. It's not static. So you can't just say I have good mental health. Okay. There are things that happen day to day, just like she was saying. You know, they're affecting our mental health. So we should be kind of more proactive, not waiting until those things happen, but there should be things that we do on a day-to-day basis, you know, to actually increase our own mental health. And many things, you know, many of these things, they're very basic. Good sleep, you know, like she was saying, after she slept for 2 days, she started to feel better, you know, because sometimes we have so much deficit, you know, many of us have so much deficit, but just making sure you get a good sleep, good night's sleep.
Mr. Kusi-Mensah, I know you've done a lot of research, you know, on self-employed women. So do you want to also tell us more how that personal traumas affect their productivity?
I mean, on the ARISE&WIN project for the past 1 year, that's really what we've been focusing on. We've been trying to understand the kind of significant life events that self-employed young women experience and how this affects their work and health. And we did interviews with self-employed young women, we did interviews with self-employed young men too, members of their support network, and a myriad of significant life events emerged, from experiencing theft to experiencing burglary, natural disasters, something to not similar to what Miss Aderayo mentioned. I mean, the wires in her business got burned. There was a self-employed young woman who a flood destroyed all her equipment.
So mo fẹ́ kẹ́ bá wa ṣàlàyé, especially ìpèníjà tí mi rí ìran dáadáa yìí, ipa gangan ló kó lórí business tẹ́ ń ṣe. Kí làwọn ìpèníjà tó ń jẹyọ nítorí eléyìí tó ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí? Ó yẹ lè bá wa sọ sí ma.
Ìjà tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ pa iṣẹ́ mi lára tó pọ̀. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ iṣẹ́ ọjà tí mò ń tà mi ò rí iná rí. So tí mo bá ta ọjà yẹn irú bí kápẹ́ sọ fún pé kí n mú ìwé kan wá, mo lè mú nǹkan mí fún ẹni yẹn ká máa wò bí ọ̀dẹ̀. Pé bí ọkẹ́ sọ pé ẹ fún wa ní bọ́rẹ́ ẹjẹ́ sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ pé literature kan jẹ́ my good boy. Mo lè mú lazy girl fún wọn. Because mi rí iná ká, kàn fìlè lọ́wọ́.
From our formative research on the ARISE&WIN project, we got to discover from the field that self-employed women are exposed to gender-based violence, basically, and it's so worse that for some, their partners, their husbands will go to the extent of locking up their shops and all of that.
The experience I had was way back, and it's now that I find it funny, but way back I didn't find it funny at all. It took me 3 months to get over it. I was dating someone then, and then we were close to getting married. And then I had learned shoemaking, and I wanted to learn bag making because I wanted to do a shoe and do to match bag. Nice. That is what I wanted to do. And so I've learned the shoe for 2 years, and I told him that I want to go and learn bag making. But prior to that, I've already learned some vocational skills, hairdressing by the side, makeup. I was doing hair, and then so it was like that I'm doing too much, that I should pick either him or I should pick the bag making.
So that was the red light. You're doing too much. Yes, when the man says you're doing too much, calm down.
The funniest part is so I didn't tell him when he said that. I know that this is, but then I went at this back to pay for the bag making, and I started the class. So 1 month after he got to know that I've started, we're having a discussion. It just slipped out, and that was how he flared up and just said he has to end the relationship. That
on that,
yes, or I give up the bag making. We continue the relationship on that it, and it was a lot because I remember that even on the road I'm always crying.
I just wanted to add, that what Mr. Era was talking about, that as self-employed women, and I will go beyond, I'm not a self-employed woman, but I will go beyond that all women, and generally everybody, that we need to have time for self-care. Many times, many of us think self-care is something I do at the weekend, or once in a month, or once a year, but self-care should actually be something, it should actually be something we do every day. So it's not, and we have to be intentional about it, because it is so easy to forget ourselves, especially being women. I come last. Yes, we always come first. Yes, everybody else comes first, and then we come last.
Gbogbo obìnrin tó àwọn ọkùnrin wa kí wọ́n máa ran àwọn obìnrin lọ́wọ́. Kì í ṣe gbogbo nǹkan lóbìnrin lè ṣe tán. Kì í ṣe gbogbo nǹkan lóbìnrin ṣe wọ́n. Ọkùnrin á ṣáájú á tó kẹ́yìn. Obìnrin tó ń ṣe àdáni tó wà ní ṣọ́ọ̀bù tá a tọ́jú ọmọ, ó yẹ kó ọkùnrin lè ràn lọ́wọ́. Bó ti bí ojú bí ìṣẹ́jú 10-15 lọ kó fi bá a mọ́jà, ìyẹn ò kì í ṣe pé ó yà wèrè, kì í ṣe pé ó ti sọ dìdìrìn, ó help ẹ̀ ni. Bóyá ọmọ bóyá tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ fún ọmọ tó ọmọ ń dà láàmú táwọn customer bíi 2-3 dẹ̀ òde at the same time, kò sí nǹkan tó ní kọ́kọ́ má lè help kí lẹ fẹ́ kó fún wọn, kó attend sí wọn, ẹgbẹ́lé òkè ní sùúrù, ẹ jẹ́ kí n máa ń ṣe léyìí, so kò fi ní lose àwọn customer yẹn. So kí àwọn ọkùnrin kẹ́ máa help àwa obìnrin, káwọn pé nǹkan ẹlẹgẹ́ ni wá, wọn bá tá a bá ṣe káwọn náà support wa. Dẹ̀ nípa owó, ọkọ lè ràn ìyàwó ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ nípa owó. Irú èyí tí mo sọ yẹn ń sìn, àwọn ní mú mi lọ cooperative yẹn, àmì ni mo ń sit bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo ń lọ bẹ̀ ní tòótọ́, but true wọn torí mi lè dá débẹ̀, àwọn ní mú mi lọ síbẹ̀, wọ́n dẹ̀ ń jẹ́ oyè mi pé wọ́n ní jẹ wọ́n lówó. So tí wọ́n bá fẹ́ gbowó, tí mi bá rí èèyàn tètè ṣẹ̀wọ̀n wá ní pé kéèyàn mú onídùúró wá so tí mi bá yẹ wá ní tí anybody kò dúró fún mi, tí mi bá sọ pé àwọn ò san, àwọn á sọ fún ẹni yẹn pé àwọn máa san, so ọkàn ẹni tí á dúró fún mi á balẹ̀. So wọ́n dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé ibi tí wọ́n mọ̀ pọ́kàn àwọn abẹ́lẹ̀ pé ọjà tí mo tà tí mo bá ti gbowó ẹ̀ máa san gbèsè mi.
Ẹ ṣé gan.